This is Pizza Dude Man Guy. I don't remember how it started, but I love samurai. Maybe it was a mix of my respect for heroes with a high personal moral code, my favorite D&D character is a paladin, and my enjoyment of Japanese media, with Nintendo and anime being pretty much my favorite things ever. Lucky for me, samurai characters are something of a trope in fighting games, and they're often some of my favorites to play as. You have Baiken in Guilty Gear, Mitsurugi in Soul Calibur, and then there's Samurai Shodown, a series dedicated to the idea of fighting as samurai. Having gotten into the recent reboot of the franchise, we're going to take a look at the game's poster child, the wandering Ronin Haohmaru, and how he might work as a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Haohmaru for Smash! Haohmaru was an orphan trained to be a samurai at a young age by the swordmaster Nicotine Caffeine. After dueling his friend and fellow student Genjiro Kibagami for their master's katana, the Fukudoku, Haohmaru left the mountains to find worthy challengers to battle. Over the course of his adventures, he has slain villains and tutored heroes. As a fighting game character, Haohmaru comes with pretty much all the moves he needs. He has an idle animation, he walks, runs, jumps, blocks, crouches, and even rolls. And of course, he has plenty of attacks. The bigger challenge with including a new fighting game character is trying to incorporate and translate the mechanics of their games into Super Smash Bros., and Samurai Shodown has a ton of special mechanics. Rage Gauge, Rage Explosion, secret moves, weapon clashes, weapon breaking attacks, losing your weapon in battle, items, spirit selection. It can be a little overwhelming. I decided to focus on Samurai Shodown's most signature mechanic, the Rage Gauge. Here's how it works. Haohmaru has a power meter that appears above his character icon and fills up as he gets hit. Once it's full, it turns red, and Haohmaru enters Rage Mode, indicated by Haohmaru turning red as well. In this form, all of Haohmaru's attacks deal extra knockback and damage. After a set amount of time, Haohmaru returns to normal and the Rage Gauge resets. Unlike Lucario's aura, Haohmaru doesn't get any benefits until the meter is full, though the difference in power is more noticeable. It's also not based on Haohmaru reaching a certain percentage, rather it's about how much he gets hit and the power of the moves hitting him. This means the Rage Gauge is based on the original version, as opposed to the later games that allow you to enter Rage Mode at will. If Haohmaru dies, the Rage Gauge does not reset, unless he dies in Rage Mode. The downside to Haohmaru's Rage Gauge is that he has nearly no combos. His moves are almost all strong single strikes, true to Samurai Shodown gameplay. Haohmaru has an emphasis on power, but there are still a number of unique functions we'll cover in his moveset. Haohmaru's neutral attack is his light attack from Samurai Shodown, a horizontal slice. However, just like these games, if Haohmaru is too close to his opponent, he will instead perform an elbow strike. The elbow is faster and weaker, so the advantage is that you are able to set up his neutral attack as a two-hit combo by getting in close. Meanwhile, the default katana attack is stronger and has more range. This far attack, close attack theme is present in all of Haohmaru's normal moves. For his dash attack, I'm using his sliding kick, which has decent range. However, if he's already close to the opponent, he'll instead use a more powerful forward punch. Forward tilt is his medium attack, a high range stab, but when close, it's a strong downward slash. Up tilt is a bit of a creative liberty. By default, I'm using his high roundhouse kick, but if you're close, he'll instead perform his more standard high straight kick. Down tilt is a crouching variant of his neutral attack, a slice with an elbow strike at close range. Most of Haohmaru's smash attacks are based on his heavy attacks. Forward smash is his standard heavy, a huge vertical slash of monstrous power. Up smash is actually based on his crouching heavy, a big upward slash. For down smash, I went with his surprise attack. It's a strong diagonal downward punch. It's fast, but it only hits the area in front of Haohmaru. Haohmaru doesn't normally have a ton of choices in the air, so I'm taking a few ideas from outside of Samurai Shodown. Neutral aerial is his standard air attack, an aerial slice, and forward aerial is his heavy aerial, a big forward slash with a wide arc. For back aerial, I'm going with a backward variant of his spinning cut from Capcom vs SNK, and likewise, I'm using the knee strike as the up aerial. It's strong and fast, but a bit precise. Down aerial is Haohmaru's regular aerial kick, with a bit of a downward push. I'm also taking Haohmaru's throws from a few different sources, his classic throws from the arcade games, as well as moves from modern Samurai Showdowns and Capcom vs SNK. Haohmaru uses a one-handed grab and pummels using his midsection kick. I'm basing the forward throw on Haohmaru's blade catch attack, a powerful pushing forward kick. Back throw is his traditional side throw slam, which knocks opponents into the ground behind rather than blasting them away. And up throw is the vacuum overhead throw. Down throw comes from Capcom vs SNK. It's a hilt strike into the floor. For Haohmaru's floor attacks, I'm stringing together a couple moves. Forward floor is a low stab followed by a spinning vertical slice. Back floor starts as a low kick, leading into a spinning quick draw horizontal slice. The trip attack is a reference to the Rage Explosion. Haohmaru yells and poses while the energy around him pushes opponents on all sides. For the edge attack, I'm using Haohmaru's stance break attack. He gets up while performing a shoulder tackle. Haohmaru comes with an iconic set of special moves that he's had since Samurai Shodown 2. Neutral special is his Cyclone Slash. He launches a small tornado from his sword that travels along the ground. If it hits an opponent, it catches them, grows big, and launches them upward, all in one swift motion. The Cyclone moves over gaps and, if used in the air, travels straight forward. If you hold B, Haohmaru will instead perform the Fake Cyclone Slash, a taunt that tricks opponents into thinking you were going to do a Cyclone Slash. Side special is the Earthquake Slice. Haohmaru leaps forward, strikes the ground, and makes an upward blast of energy. The sword strike knocks opponents downward, while the blast when he lands launches them up. If you use this move in the air, Haohmaru will still leap forward first, then he'll dive straight down until he reaches the ground. Up special is Haohmaru's Crescent Moon Slash. It's two circling upward slashes. The first slash is stationary, and the second one sends Haohmaru flying upward, so on the ground, Haohmaru will stay rooted until the second slash. If you activate the move while dashing, Haohmaru will instead use the Renting Tremor Slash. It's just like the Crescent Moon Slash, except Haohmaru will dash forward while doing the first strike, allowing you to easier catch opponents into the combo. Last, down special is the Rice Bottle Whack. Haohmaru swings his bottle forward. It's a simple, fast attack. However, if your timing is good, you can also use it to reflect projectiles with the bottom of the bottle. Like Ryu, Haohmaru has two final smashes, and like his regular moves, the one you use is dependent on your distance from the opponent. By default, Haohmaru uses the Judgment Blast Slash, his secret special move. It's a flurry of renting tremor slashes as Haohmaru projects himself forward while rapidly slashing upwards, ending with a huge Crescent Moon Slash. With all the strikes he performs, it's the stronger of his two options, but can be a bit easy to run away from if you don't get caught up in it. If Haohmaru is too close to an opponent, he will instead use Flame of the Conqueror, his weapon flipping attack. It's a super strong single strike, a swift spinning slash that makes a huge fiery explosion. Haohmaru's traditional on-screen appearance involves him spitting sake onto his blade to purify it. Now, I really wanted to include the Rice Bottle Whack because it's an important attack for him to have, but I'm guessing you can't get away with blatant alcohol references in Smash Bros. Let's just avoid that and say this is a gourd Haohmaru carries around for other things. As an alternative on-screen, how about a blizzard of Sakura petals? Haohmaru appears and draws his sword. Side taunt is his regular taunt from Samurai Shodown. He bounces his katana on his shoulder while calling out. Up taunt has Haohmaru take a drink of something from his bottle. And down taunt is the silly secret toy transformation from Samurai Shodown 2. The victory screens are all based on Haohmaru's actual victory animations from Samurai Shodown. In Victory 1, Haohmaru puts his sword away, then goes into a thinking pose while taunting. Victory Screen 2 has Haohmaru throw his sword into the air. He catches it with the sheath and poses. Haohmaru shows off some moves in Victory 3, then respectfully bows. For the victory theme, I'm choosing to show off the one from Samurai Shodown 6. It's a bit more melodic and I like it. Haohmaru's default outfit is his standard white uniform. Outfit 2 changes the shade a bit and makes the accents blue. This one is used for some of his crossover appearances. Outfit 3 is based on the original Player 2 Haohmaru. The next sets are used more regularly. Outfit 4 is red, and Outfit 5 is blue. Outfit 6 comes from the new Samurai Shodown game, a black uniform that changes Haohmaru's hair to white. Outfit 7 is based on old Haohmaru, a yellow uniform that's one of his alternatives along with gray hair. Outfit 8 resembles Resetsumaru, a demon that looks strikingly like Haohmaru. The Kirby hat is Haohmaru's hair. Haohmaru comes from SNK, a company probably best known for their fighting games. Currently, there are no SNK characters in Super Smash Bros., but many of their arcade classics have made their way to Nintendo Switch, not to mention the several recent crossover appearances of their characters in other fighting games, and both the continuation and the revival of some of their biggest series, such as Samurai Shodown. That said, I have to imagine that if SNK did join forces with Nintendo for Smash Bros., Terry Bogard would be their first pick. For me, the appeal of Haohmaru comes from his role as a samurai, which is both a fighting style and a character type we haven't seen in Smash yet, and one I value a lot. But to be honest, even on that front, there's still a character I like even more. Haohmaru would be cool, but I think he's a bit below other character choices for now. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the moveset or what you think of Haohmaru in Smash in the comments below. See you next time for the next character.